When the New York Jets were reported to be shopping Denzel Mims, one of the first teams that came up per Josina Anderson to have trade talks with the Jets was the Dallas Cowboys. So right away, I went to their depth chart and I'm like, all right, is there anybody on the dregs of their roster that in a rare case we could get a player for player swap? And I came across Kelvin Joseph, cornerback. Now, this trade is much less likely since the Jets have already moved Mims and they've already brought in another defensive back since then. But his career arc is very similar to Denzel Mims so far. Third-year player, former second-round pick, hasn't been able to really get on the field at all. Reportedly a little bit maybe out of favor with the coaching staff. 6 foot, 195, sub 440 athletic freak. Now, you're probably saying we have a really deep cornerback room. However, there were reports by Sports Illustrated that maybe the Dallas Cowboys would consider moving him to safety. We know that Robert Saleh has no problem moving corners to safety and safety to linebacker and all of that. And, I think Mims went to a really good spot with Ben Johnson. Perfect. And if I look at the Jets coaching staff, I think the area of our staff I have the most confidence in would be the secondary guys, Coach Oden, Coach Manuel. By extension, obviously, you have to give credit to Ulbrich and to Saleh just as an overall unit. But man, look at these kids we've plucked in day 3 of the draft and just thrown in there. Michael Carter, stud right away. Sauce Gardner, I get it, top 5 pick, but best corner as a rookie? Yeah, that coaching has to do something with that. I'm sorry. DJ Reed comes from a great defensive-minded head coach, and Pete Carroll comes here, has a career year. Even Bryce Hall, the 5th, 6th round, he wasn't horrible. He played a decent entire season as, a 5th or 6th rounder. I think we'll be adding Tony Adams to that conversation pretty soon. So could the Jets take on a reclamation project and move him to have him be your emergency corner safety this year? And then, because I'm looking at the safety room, we're probably going to have to draft one next year with Ashton Davis in the last year of his contract. Amos is a 1-year stopgap. Chuck Clark tore his ACL. Whitehead, maybe he'll be here another year, but not sure. So in the best case scenario would be, yeah, you get him to safety, you coach him up for a year, and he and Tony Adams are your 2 athletic stud safeties in 2024. But I think it's worth a shot in the dark. Probably unlikely because they have JBC kind of in that role, and I also don't know to what extent Joseph would be willing to do the special teams and the dirty work required to get his career back on track as a former high second-round pick. But the talent is intriguing, and I think if we're going to probably draft a safety next year, could we part with a lower pick and bring this guy in and have him for 2 years instead? Anyway, if you want to take a peek at the Jets 90-man roster, guys who are actually already on the team, you can check that out down below, and we'll talk ball soon.